Hi, Sean Haynes, the Ag Center, your weekly update on commodity prices here in California. Milk prices continue to improve, about 1902, the final out for May so far, and then pushing up for the next 6-month average to about 1915. A lot of improvement coming off these butter reports last week, which showed butter inventories down about 6.7% year over year, despite the fact we held this flow going into butter, and all that was because of export demand, pulling butter outside the U.S. and selling it across the seas there. Mostly in versus the EU and New Zealand products, we're priced pretty well there, especially when you adjust for fat levels, are about 30% discount. Cheese inventories haven't really risen as much as people expected because of these new plants coming on back east. Capacity really hasn't come on, and that's been a case of the fact that these plants really haven't been able to get out and get great product put together yet. Have a little bit of trouble finding the milk at the right time in the right place, and that's pushed that expectation for new production to come in a little farther out, which has helped the markets push up on the cheese side as well. We'll get a cold storage report on Thursday this week, kind of see where things are at. A lot of these things are self-reported at the beginning, and they follow up with an actual counted report or more of an audited report where the real number comes in. But when that does come in, I think we're going to see some additional support for milk prices. On the beef side, continue to stay really strong there. Beef price at Overland this week were $465, $455 for 4.5 weights. Beef on dairy cross steers about $1,200 per head. Holstein steers moved up to $650 this week with $600 for Charlotte Jersey crosses. There may be some additional pressure to push those prices up. There's no cattle available really out there in the U.S. or in foreign markets. I think you got a lot of heifers still going through the feedlots at about 38-39%, which means there's no retention. And given all that, with consumer demand still pushing up, I think you're going to continue to see price pressure on these calves as everybody's looking for animals to fill their feedlots. And I think you may see some upper price mobility again on those calves the next couple of weeks. It's going to be really hard, though. A lot of folks prior to this move up in the calf price are making about $500 per calf on the feed side for 450 to 5 weights. That price increase of $1,200 and shrink that to about $200 per head doesn't leave a lot of room for another move in price from these buyers, so we'll see if that kind of comes into play or not. On the almond side, almond prices still stay strong. They're still sitting about the 286 side for all average price for nonpareils, 276 for independents, and 270 for Californias. $3 for in-shell nonpareils and 289 for in-shell independents. Still strong demand. People buying hand to mouth for these nuts. Tariff relief has really helped things move a lot of them, as well as new markets coming in and finding a place for export volumes to go to. And I think between all those things, it's going to continue to push prices higher this year. Forage prices, on the other hand, have kind of come off a little bit. If you're a farmer this year, $275 for test hay. It's really been tough to make money on the hay side. Corn silage is looking about the 60 to 65 range up north, maybe another $5 to $10 down south. But we're seeing some hulls being offered for 25 crop at the $75 here and there per ton. FOB, and if that kind of comes into play, it's going to really put some downward pressure on the corn silage prices because that becomes a cheap replacement. California tomatoes came in at the very end, about $109 per ton is what we're going to finish out before any kind of solids and bonuses. At that price with a good yield, most guys will make money at that crop this year. And that's what I got for crops this week. Thanks.